What is going on, everybody? Welcome to another edition of Giants Conversations, man. We are here to have a conversation about your favorite team, our favorite team, the New York Football Giants. And check it out, man. Giants had their draft. Rookie mini camps are coming up. We're going to get into that. Post-draft rankings. Let's see how the Giants stack up. Now that the rosters are, kind of set, let's see how the Giants stack up. We're going to get into the post-draft power rankings. And with that, we're going to ask, can the Giants win the NFC East? Is this the year that the Giants close the gap, so to speak, between the Eagles and the Cowboys? We're going to talk about that. We're going to get into on the money or out of pocket. Might have a guest lined up for y'all. So all that and much more. But before I do that, Big Pat, man, what's good with you, man? How you doing this morning?
Yeah, feeling pretty good, man. Talking some Giants convo. Let's have a conversation right here on your favorite New York Giants content show, Giants Convo. We're going to have a conversation about the rookie minicamp coming up. We're going to talk about a lot of things, man. So can't wait to get into it, man. This is Giants Convo. Ready to have that conversation with you, bro.
All right, man. That being said, let's get right into it. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button, man. Shout out to the chat. Coach, I see you. What's good, man? Appreciate you tapping in. Mr. February, what is good, man? Appreciate you. Thank you for tapping in, man. Let's get in the Giants conversation, man.
Welcome to Giants Convo.
All right, man, we are back. So, as I mentioned, man, minicamp is coming up. It will start on the 8th, from the 8th through the 10th, I do believe. So, we're going to get to see the rookie draft class has been some celebrated, some scrutinized it. You decide. I gave it an A. We did the grades last week, so. But it is going to be important to see how some of these rookies do, man, during this mini camp. Pat, what are some of the things you're looking forward to in mini camp? Now, I know it's not a lot. You can't hit certain things, you can't do. It's going to be kind of limited, but still, it's the first chance we get to see, Alvarez Reese, CC, Colton Hood, Malachi Fields, and the rest of the group. So what are some of the things you're looking forward to?
I'm actually looking forward to a lot of our undrafted free agents, to be honest with you, with this rookie minicamp, because those are the guys that are going to have to prove that they can actually got what it takes to make the cut, to make the roster. Some of these guys are even fighting just to make it to, I believe, the initial 93, just to even get a chance to go into a preseason game. So those are the guys you're going to be looking for. The running back that we got from New Mexico, can he use his speed to get onto this roster? All the undrafted free agent defensive tackles and offensive linemen we signed. Are some of those guys going to, try to push for a roster spot, or push to make it to the practice squad? Well, with Alvarez, Reese, and CC and all the other guys that we drafted are going to bring, and they have the opportunity to get a roster spot immediately. But those undrafted rookies, man, they gotta bring it. Even though it's rookie minicamp, they got to show something, or not to get just say bye. So
right, say bye.
Those are the guys that I look forward to seeing, man. Who can make a roster as an undrafted free agent, odds are always against undrafted free agents. All odds are against you. You didn't get drafted, you just got invited to a minicamp to show what you got. So the people that take advantage of that opportunity, man, it's dope for them. People remind you, Victor Cruz, undrafted free agent, came in, made his name in the preseason, came back off the injury, and turned into be one of the Giants' all-time great receivers. So we'll see, man. But undrafted free agents are always cool to me.
Yeah, definitely, man. Yeah, you got the long snapper Ben Mann. He will make definitely the roster. Has a chance to make the roster. Defensive tackle Ben Barton. You got the cornerback Darius Dixon. And now running back Damon Bankston. I think a lot of people are talking about guy you were high on as well. So we'll see how it plays out, man. I do think though that this Giants rookie minicamp will be interesting, man, because I want to see Arvell Reese, and I want to see how they use him, how they line up, how he lines up. You know what I'm saying, and different things like that in the practices. You know what I'm saying. I want to see his I want to see that first step. I want to see his quickness. I mean, they're gonna put him through drills, so we'll get some clips and some things, and I just pay attention to little small things at these guys just to see, how ready they really are for the NFL. CC, a guy like CC, man, with the offensive linemen, it's hard to judge them without, the pads and things like that. But, you can get a little bit from corners, from linebackers, just seeing how they do in coverage and the speed that they play at. So those would be some things to pay attention to. Now, a lot of people, gave the Giants a good draft. Great. But how do they actually stack up with the rest of the league? Because everybody drafted. Everybody had drafts. So how do they stack up with the rest of the league? And that's kind of one of the things I want to talk about here. A couple notes before we get into that. The Giants are still in the defensive tackle market. They are now looking at Austin Johnson, I do believe. You remember Austin Johnson used to play here with the New York Giants. So the Giants looking to bring in Austin Johnson. Now, remember, they are still out waiting on DJ Reader, but DJ Reader, I suspect, might be looking to go somewhere else. So the Giants have pivoted to veteran defensive tackle Austin Johnson. How do you feel about this defensive tackle position, Pat? Given that they signed Shelby Harris and Lakey Fontu, which we talked about last week, but where are you at with, as far as the position is concerned?
I'm actually cool with the position because we have oh my goodness, Robinson Harris. We got Shelby Harris. We got Fotu. We got Alexander. And they're trying to add another veteran. So I believe the reason why they're going after Austin Johnson, because I think John Harbaugh wants straight veterans at the defensive tackle position this year. I think he wants to give those young guys an opportunity to look and learn, to see what he wants in that position. And so, yeah, you're going to see a lot of old guys in the interior on this defense. And the Giants fans might not like that, but I actually am with that idea because now you get to give Alexander real coaching to show him what you want in this defense. You're not just throwing him out there and say, hey, go do it. No, he's getting some veterans that have been playing a long time that know exactly what he wants. And so they'll be able to pick it up easier and they'll be coaching a rookie throughout the whole season. And I think you will see people like Alexander come in and pass rush situations. You know, you'll see the young guy, Travis, that we drafted in the 6th round, come in and 4th and short or 3rd and inches. They'll put him right there in the center and let him do what he does best in his first season, and don't try to give him the whole shebang from the get-go. Let those veterans go out there and show these young guys what he expects. So that's why these guys are getting 1-year deals and things of such. And you have to agree to that.
Inside Monster, man. Hit that like and subscribe, man. Yeah, man. Tap in, hit that like and subscribe. Looks like you're an Eagles fan. So we will be going inside the NFC East here a little bit later. So check us out, man. You know, we call games. We do a lot of different content, not just Giants. So like and subscribe, man. I appreciate you tapping in.
All right. Appreciate it, Eastside Monster.
Appreciate
February.
Salute.
Thank you for the $4.99 super chat to the ABSN. He said, if we consistently run the ball and game positive, this will help the pass game as well. Protect Dart. Always appreciate the Giants content. Let's go. All right. Appreciate you, Eastside Monster. Tune in. We will do inside the NFC East. So we will talk about your Eagles in a little bit here. Thank you for tuning in. Hit that subscribe button and like and share. Go ahead, NYG.
Yeah, so New York Giants are talking to Austin Johnson, as we mentioned. Another story that has popped up here is Darius Slayton. Darius Slayton pops up with an injury, a core muscle injury, going to have surgery. It's going to sideline him probably through up until training camp, I would say at least. We'll see. You know how these injuries go. They say everybody gonna be ready for training camp, but when training camp come, ain't nobody ready. Everybody on PUP or on the sideline riding a bike. You know, so we'll see. But as the article mentioned by Ed Valentine from Big Blue View, could that provide an opening for the Giants to sign Odell Beckham Jr.? That is still on Giants fans' mind. OBJ, you know, all I see out there on Twitter and Facebook and social media is, you know, sign a defensive tackle and sign OBJ. Well, we just talked about the defensive tackle. You know, they signed 2 of them. So that ain't really make you happy enough because you still want DJ Reader.
It's not a big enough name.
Yeah. Darius Slayton pops up with an injury. You know, a lot of people want Darius Slayton off the team. I have been a defender of Mr. Darius Slayton. I don't think he's as bad as people make him out to be. I also don't think he's good enough to really be a true number 2 on this team. So somewhere in the middle with him, you know, but now this injury really muddies the water. He has a contract. You can't really do much with it. So would they bring in Odell Beckham Jr. now and kind of push Darius Slayton? You know how they do with these injuries, you know, oh, he's just not ready yet, you know? And, you know, Darius Slayton's been a good soldier for the Giants. I don't think he's going to make too much of a fuss about it, but yeah, it could be one of those things. What's your thoughts on it, though?
It could be one of those things. If they decide they want to go a different way, this does give them an excuse to be like, hey, rest your core. You know what I'm saying? And slide Odell Beckham in through the back door. You know what I'm saying? Hey, look, OBJ, we got Malachi Fields, but I think Harbaugh is going to take the approach that a lot of these guys are going to have to sit and learn besides Ever, Reese, and CeCe. I think a lot of these guys are going to sit and learn, and maybe Colton Hood can earn himself into a starting role. So with Darnell Mooney, Tavon Austin, Jalen Hyatt, Hodgins, Gunner. I like OBJ's chances. Just to be honest with you, I like OBJ in that slot role more than Darnell Mooney, even if Malachi Field steps up to be the number 2 or Slayton's the number 2. So there is a chance that OBJ could be a New York Giant again. But these Giants fans are delusional. They're going to expect him to be the old OBJ. And that's just not going to happen. He's going to come in and make a couple of clutch catches in situations sometimes. And maybe he can get deep behind somebody if you disrespect him or put him against the number 4 DB and he gets behind him and beats him. Maybe get a touchdown. That would be exciting to see. But he's not going to come in and do what he did in the very beginning of his career. You got to be honest about this.
Can he be Sterling Shepard? Remember how Sterling Shepard was towards the end of his career, you know, a much hurt receiver, but, you know, provided a lot of leadership in the locker room for the receiving corps. And he made some plays when he could. Matt, what's good, man? Appreciate you, Matt. Giants can win it. Yeah, man, we're going to get into that here in a minute, Mac. Yo, we're going to talk about whether they can win the NFC East or not. And yeah, there are a lot of good feelings about the Giants, but you still got 3 other teams to worry about. So we're going to look at the entire division here in a little bit. Do you want them back after the flag football game? Look, man, I look at it more as from a leadership standpoint. I don't expect Odell Beckham Jr. to go out there and get 900 yards, 1,000 yards, you know, and 8 touchdowns, and, you know, have 80 catches. Like, I'm not looking for no season like that. You know, if he gets a couple, like you said, clutch touchdowns, you know, has a couple touchdowns, you know, gets a couple 100 yards, couple catches during the season, but you start to see growth from Neighbors. You start to see growth from Malachi Fields. You start to see growth from, you know, even some of the other guys like Mooney and Austin and people like that. Like, if you get that, then it's worth it, you know, because the Giants do need an adult in the locker room, you know, as far as a player is concerned on the offensive side of the ball. You know, as far as that group is concerned, the pass catchers and the running backs and even the quarterback, you know, the tight ends, they're all young. So I do look at it from that standpoint, but I don't expect 300 yards and 4 touchdowns. Yeah,
that would be outstanding.
Great.
That would be outstanding. You
know, that's great. You know, and you can't really ask. The dude's 33. He's had multiple, you know, surgeries on his legs and knees and ankles and all kind of injuries. So, you don't want to give him a whole bunch of snaps. You don't want this dude playing a whole bunch of snaps, because what are the chances of him getting injured again at MetLife? Very high. So, use him sparingly. Maybe he can be a clutch player for you if you get to the playoffs. You know, that's how I think about it. But this Darius Slayton news, I definitely think opens the door for OBJ return.
Yep.
Yeah, man.
I agree.
So let's look at some of these power rankings now that have been coming out here recently, and we're gonna go to Fox Sports. This is our first one here. Fox Sports post-draft power rankings. And we will see where the Giants stack up here as I get to the list. Oh, they did it in reverse order. Okay, so let's see. Giants. So they got the Giants 18th in the power rankings. This is from Fox Sports, so this is on the positive end of it. Because they got them over the Cowboys, who are 21st, and the Commanders, who are 23rd. Real quickly, it says, armed with 2 top 10 picks, they came away with arguably the draft's best linebacker and best offensive lineman. They landed one of the best corners in round 2 and a top 10 wide receiver in round 3. John Harbaugh's first draft was fantastic. So Super Bowl odds plus 7,000. So that is that power ranking. And then we go to NFL.com. And they got the Giants sitting here at 26th. So it says, first thing you notice when you step back and look at the Giants draft class is there was a big emphasis on getting bigger. Yes, the Arvell Reese pick was a showstopper, and Colton Hood's selection earned some worthy buzz in round 2, but the remainder picks were focused on size and physicality, and that's not to suggest Reese and Hood don't play with an edge, because they do. It felt like a promising start to the John Harbaugh era, piggybacking off a strong rest of the offseason. I still think the Giants have a big need at defensive interior after trading Dexter Lawrence, but there might be some workable, cheaper veteran options to consider. All in all, the arrow is pointing up for the G-men, but can they translate it into wins? So that is with that particular site said. And then we go to the Athletic. This is the last one I'm gonna look at. And then we're going to make our own decision. So the Athletic, they got the Giants way down here at 28th. So they got the Giants at 28th. They do like the Arvell Reese pick. Says the first round edge rusher joins a pass rushing group that includes Brian Burns, Abdul Carter, and at least for now, Kayvon Thibodeau. Tackle Francis Mariota may have a bigger role on wins and losses, but Reese should put up eye-popping stats, but yet have the Giants at 28th. So, where are you at with this? You know, we seen one who had the Giants all the way at 18th. We seen another have the Giants sitting at 26th, and then we seen another have the Giants sitting at 28th. Where are you at with it?
Somewhere in between, man. Anywhere between 21 and 24, because we haven't earned the right to be ahead of some of those playoff teams that the first list had us in front of. But we're definitely not 28. You know, we're definitely not 28 or 26. It's somewhere between 20 and 22 based on what we did, because we did become more physical. And I just think that we got a chance in this NFC East for real. We got a heck of a chance in this NFC East. And we did get a lot bigger and a lot physical. And the loss of Dexter Lawrence, I think we're going to do as a conglomerate of defensive tackles, which I think that is the best way to do things. You shouldn't have to put that much weight on one person to stop the run and rush the passer from the nose tackle position. It doesn't make sense. Even though Dexter Lawrence was a hell of a player, I do think that if we throw a bunch of defensive tackles out there, and now we're going to have people that have a lot more energy towards the end of games, which can help us close out games. Because if you not remember, if we could have closed out games, we would have been like an 8-win team.
That's
just
true.
To be honest with you. So that's the only reason why I'm not putting us 28th. But so anywhere between the 20 to 24, like Eastside Monster said, yeah, I can agree with that.
Okay. All right. We got our special guest coming in the building today. I'm going to bring in a homie of mine, man. One of the big time content creators out there now, man, for the New York Giants and the New York Giants community, man. So I'm going to welcome to the stage Big Dash Knows. Welcome, Big Dash. What's going on?
Yeah, stop playing with me.
What's up, Dad?
What's going on,
fellas?
Man? Not
I'm
much,
chilling,
man.
I'm fresh
Yeah,
out
man.
of church, so
Yeah, I was gonna ask you, man. How you know? Did you pray for the Giants?
Nah, that's all the time, man. That's all the time. That's how I think we ended up with Harbaugh. A lot of people was praying for some grown-ups in the building. Yeah.
But yeah, what's your thoughts on these power rankings? We kind of went through a couple of them. One of them had the Giants as high as 18th.
I saw that
and
one.
And the other one, you know, it's got them right here. The Athletic got them down all the way down at 28th. So
I think the only one that I saw was the one that had us at 18, and I was like, it sounds good. It sounds good. But to Pat's point, he was just saying that we haven't earned anything yet, as far as you know, anything in the teens or something like that. I think you know, mid-20s is probably where we should be, just with the changes with the coaching staff, changing with some of the players that we brought in, and then, you know, pretty much banking on Dart to develop. I could see us being in the mid-20s or something like that, but I'll take 18, man, if they want to give it to me. If they want to give it to us, I'll take it. Who am I to, you know, block that? So we just got to live up to it.
And that's the thing. The Giants haven't proven anything on the field yet.
Not yet.
So, you know, they definitely got to go out there and prove it. I mean, everything looks good on paper, but you remember the old Eagles team where, you know, where they had all of Vic and all of them.
The dream team.
The dream team. Yeah, they looked good on paper and they went out there and flopped. So this is all good, man, right now. But why I got you here, man, where are you at with the draft, man? How do you feel about the draft, and where do you think the Giants need to go next as far as the roster is concerned? We're gonna look at the NFC East here in just a second to see where they stack up.
I'll say this just to start off. I thought the 2025 draft was a good draft, and it ended up being a pretty good damn draft too. And then this draft, I feel even better about this draft than last year's draft. So I gave it an A-. That was my grade for him, an A-. The only thing I didn't like, and it has nothing to do with the player, I didn't like the trade, but it wasn't anything about Malachi Fields. It was about some of the names that were there at 145 in the 5th round that could have helped this team too. Oh, I had the list, man. I ain't got the list in front of me. Again, I'm fresh out of church. I had a list of names, but it was some of the defensive linemen that was still available, and we ended up getting one in the 6th round too. But it wasn't like other wide receivers or nothing like that. It was just the trenches. I was worried about the trenches, especially with free agency. At that point, we didn't have Shelby Harris. We didn't have Fotu, and we were trying to see who was available. A guy that went around the 105 range was a kid from Missouri, McClellan.
Yeah, McClellan. Yeah,
he was a little bit undersized, but man, it was a couple names that was still out there. Again, not even talking about wide receivers, because when I caught some heat on Twitter when I said I didn't like the trade. It had nothing, and I said it clearly too. It has nothing to do with Malachi Fields. And people were saying, "Well,
man, you know, Giants Twitter don't listen, bro."
They told me there's no value in the 4th and 5th round anyway. I said, "You guys are crazy. We just got Scatterable in the 4th round last year. So what are we even talking about?" But now I'm happy with the grade. I'm happy with the draft. You always want more picks, man. I want to be greedy. I want more and more picks, more and more names. But I think they did a good job as far as the roles these guys are going to play, you know, on the team. So yeah, I think they did a real good job.
Yeah, man, I definitely agree with you with that. But I do want to look at how they stack up in the division now, because look, this is the NFC East, and this thing can get real tough and physical and dicey, man, because when you look at the Cowboys, what the Cowboys did, what the Eagles did, and even the Commanders, if they get a healthy Jaden Daniels, they could be a problem too. So this division is but the path to the playoffs is always through this division. I just think about this. If as much losing as the Giants have done, it pains me even more, as a supporter, just to see them lose in the division, how they lose in this division, just to get out muscle and outmanned. And I think that's why John Harbaugh talked about bringing that physical, tough mentality here. He wanted to do what Brian Dable talked about doing. He's actually doing. How Brian Dable talked about tough, dependable, physical, and all that.
Yeah, what Joe Judge said too. That's what Joe Judge was saying.
Joe Judge said something similar too. So they all tend to say the same type things. But we're gonna look at this division, man, and we're gonna go inside the NFC East. This is something I want to start doing here on Giants Conversation, man. Looking at this division, because this division is the pathway to the playoffs, in my opinion. So let's get to inside the NFC East.
Giants, Commanders, Cowboys, Eagles. Welcome to Inside the NFC East.
All right, man. Getting into inside the NFC East, man. I do want to start. We like to look at these rosters, man, and kind of go into the depth charts to see where these teams stack up at, man. So I'm gonna start here with the Dallas Cowboys. I don't know if you could put it up on the screen, Pat, but we're gonna start with the Cowboys here. Close this out. All right. So of course, the big name, the Cowboys, the big splashes they made were on defense. So let's start there, where they grabbed somebody everybody wanted, Caleb Downs. Now, this is our last. This is not an official depth chart, so don't kill me. But I think it is interesting they got Caleb Downs here at the nickelback. But anyway. That was that. Then they got traded up to get Malachi Lawrence, another edge rusher, to go with Rashawn Gary, Jayshawn Barham, and then Devin Moore, another corner. So that was the main. They did draft the Drew Shelton right tackle, but that was the main thing right there with the Cowboys draft. They needed to get better on defense. Remember, we looked at this depth chart a while ago pre-draft, and it looked pretty suspect. What are your guys' thoughts about the Cowboys defense as we start here, and how you think they stack up in this division?
Now, for me, I think, like you said earlier, the whole division got better as far as the draft goes. They got some players. To your point, Dallas, their issue was on defense. And it was Swiss cheese pretty much last year for them. And I think they added some decent players. Now, a lot of the names outside of Caleb Downs are not going to jump off the screen, but it's definitely some value. That second round pick, Malachi Lawrence.
Yeah.
Beast.
Yeah. I was calling him a Kung Fu master, man. I rarely give out that title, Kung Fu master, man. There's always somebody. And the funny thing about Malachi Lawrence is back in January, February, he was a day 3 pick.
Yeah.
Yeah, he made his way all.
He shot up draft boards because of that Kung Fu master. He know how to use them hands, boy. Get off that edge, and he got a quick step.
Yeah,
somebody we got to worry about in the future, bro.
Nah, 100%. And then Overton. Obviously, I'm an Alabama fan, so I know about Overton. He's not super flashy either. He's just a solid player. A bigger size defensive end or edge rusher. He's gonna fit into that scheme nicely. But yeah, I hate to give credit to the NFC East, to other teams in the NFC East, but I have to. I think each team, some teams did better than others. I will say that, but I think Dallas was pretty much on point with this draft class. Also, free agency, man. I think they did well too. You can see all the names in yellow; those are free agents, man. People that they added.
That's why I'll use this chart. But
all over the place. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And they did make that trade for D Winters too. Can't forget about that, man. Inside linebacker. So they added there. They're stout on the line now. With Quentin Williams, Kenny Clark. They got Gary. They got two linebackers, Overshown and Winters now.
I can't remember when did they make that trade for Winters? Was that right after the first round, or was that before the draft?
I think it was in like this. It was
after the first round. I think so. Yeah, I knew it was after the first round
when they did it.
Because we knew they were talking about how they were interested in linebacker too. And it's funny how when Styles was off the board, Reed's off the board, and then they went and made that trade for Winters. I don't even know what they gave up for him, but
it was like a Winters, 4th or 5th round pick.
I don't want to get him confused with the kid from Toledo or the kid. He's TCU, right? D Winters.
Yes.
The TCU
with the
kid.
49ers. He came in when old boy got hurt his Achilles, then went to the Broncos. Yeah.
It wasn't to the other kid is from Tulane. I'm getting them mixed up with. It was a kid from Tulane. Similar.
Yeah.
But D Winters is solid, bro.
Yeah.
That Cowboys defense, if you actually go back to that depth chart, bro.
Yeah.
Look, bro. You got Quentin Williams, Kenny Clark, Rashawn Gary, and Obaniah on the line with Marvin Shown that can fly. D Winters can fly. You got Azuka. I always mess up his name from Boston College, but you got Donovan E there.
Yeah.
Jalen Thompson was solid at safety. I can attack Malik Hooker a little bit.
Yeah.
And their DBs are a little suspect, but if Caleb Downs is who he is advertised, you're gonna have a tough time running against them boys. I ain't gonna lie to you.
But even the pickup, like I'm looking now too. I forgot they got Jay Sean Barham out of Michigan.
Yep.
Yeah.
And he's
he can fly.
Yeah,
Malachi Lawrence can fly.
And then Devin Moore is a kid from Florida. He's a tall cornerback.
6'4".
They got damn, they did good.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
They did good.
I told NYG during the draft, I said them boys gonna be a problem this year.
It's gonna be a problem. Yeah.
Because the offense could put up 30 at any given moment. So
is their staff the same as much like the coordinators, they stay the same?
Right here they got Schottenheimer, Clayton Adams, and Christian Parker, defensive coordinator. So
they stayed pretty much intact. They didn't lose anybody. Okay.
Yeah. Them Cowboys. How about them boys?
You know what it is? We just got to beat Dak up. That's what we got to do.
We got to,
and that's what you're looking at, man. You're looking at their offense now, man, and I think, I mean, they got that George Pickens situation going on, but they do got CeeDee Lamb. But I mean, outside of these two cats, I don't really see anything too threatening in my eyes. I mean, we know what Kevontae Turpin is. Valdez Scantling, we know what he is. Jonathan Mingo hasn't really popped since coming out of college. So I'm not, and then they got Javonte Williams, who I like, man. Shout out to Carolina. I like the running back there, but really they put a lot in Dak Prescott's hands and these receivers, these two top receivers, man, offensively, in my opinion, man. But what's you guys' thoughts about the Cowboys offense? Because everybody's making a big hoopla about how great they are on offense, but I really only see two dudes to worry about.
It's the same. They move how Dak moves. If you can get to Dak Prescott, I ain't too much worried about them. I mean, they might be better in the run game with some of the. They got a good running back rotation, depending on how they want to play it. But it's about Dak Prescott with them. Just like every other team in the NFC East, it's about their quarterback, man. But it's about Dak. If you can rough Dak up, Sam Howell behind him, Joe Milton,
Yeah, yeah, I like those. I like those
The
odds.
The
We gotta
thing,
get after it.
the thing you got to worry about with this offensive line up here
Mhm.
really is that offensive line
Yeah.
with the
Yeah.
Tylers and
Mhm.
Cooper BB playing center now. Terrence Steele, he's probably the weak link. Him and Booker on that offensive line. You got to find a way to get after Dak Prescott, like Dash said, and don't let them get the cheap running yards with Javonte Williams. Make Javonte Williams the B back that he is, hold him to 50, maybe 60 yards, and get pressure on Dak Prescott. And you know the Cowboys, man, they always implode on themselves. You know what I'm saying? They're not they're front runners. So if
Yeah.
you're making them play from behind, they can start imploding on themselves because they don't start playing good from behind until they're all the way behind, like 20-something points. So you just got to hold the ship. So with the way that we match up, like NYG always says, we always are a good matchup when it comes to getting after the quarterback with the Dallas Cowboys. It's our secondary that doesn't hold up, that allows them to do what they need to do. And now that I do believe that we are better at the linebacker position, we can play that run a lot better this year. And so we hold their run game. I don't think too many teams want to play us one-dimensional this year. I'm sorry. If you're going to allow us to keep coming at you like that, and you're playing one-dimensional, I think we can play with these Cowboys. Now, I'm not saying we're going to beat them, but I know we can play with them. And I think it should be some doggone good games between these two teams. I'm just going to be real with you. Because they're similar. They're built almost the same.
Yeah. Definitely, man. I think it's going to be a battle. It might come down between the Giants and Cowboys, man. Who knows, man? But we're going to look at the next team in the division, and that's Philadelphia. Philadelphia Eagles. Going through the Eagles draft, of course, they went heavy on the offensive side of the ball with the A.J. Brown rumors of being traded after June 1st. So they took Mekhi Lemon, Eli Stowers, the tight end, Markel Bell, big tackle. They got a guard, Michael Morris. And on defense, they got this freak athlete, U.R. Bernard, in the later rounds. And then a free safety, Cole Wieniski.
Like Wisniewski, yeah.
Wieniewski.
Like him.
So that's what the Eagles did, pretty much. What you guys feel about this Eagles team, man? I mean, because I'm looking defensively. I mean, they should be good, especially trading for Jonathan Grenard. Gave him a big contract. They picked up Reek Woolen, so they got another corner opposite Keon Mitchell. They still got Bond in the middle of the defense from the linebacker standpoint, and Carter and Davis on the lines. I think they'll be solid defensively. I think with the questions with the Eagles now, it's going to come on the offensive end. So let's start there. And pretend A.J. Brown is out this mix. We don't know what they're going to get for him, but whatever they get for him is going to be next year, more than likely. So when you're looking at Devontae Smith, Mekhi Lemon, a lot of people thought they was going to draft a bigger body receiver, but they took the slot guy and Lemon, who was pretty good. They did pick up the Dontavian Wicks, and they got Hollywood Brown as well. Offensive line, I still think is solid. I think the questions is going to come in. Can Jalen Hurts, what does he look like without an A.J. Brown to throw it up for? And what does Saquon Barkley and his running game look like when people can load the box if they're not, if Mekhi Lemon isn't good right away, you're going to be able to key in on Devontae Smith with no A.J. Brown there, man. But what's you guys' thoughts about the Eagles, particularly starting on the offensive end? And we'll get to the defense here in a second.
Yeah, I think of the Eagles, and I hate giving credit to the NFC East, but they got a collection of names. That's and I don't know how well those names are going to play together. They got to the point where for their off seasons, I think Philadelphia been in like cruise control. As far as they missing somebody, they just find somebody to replace them, and then they move on from there. And I don't think it has anything to do with like the coaching or anything like that. But the main point about the Eagles is that they no longer have that offensive line coach. Stoutland is gone.
Yeah.
And we got to see what that offensive line is going to look like now. When we look at AJ Brown in that situation, I know you just said treat him like he's not going to be here. I think because the draft is now over, they might end up just keeping him. But again, then you got a lot of names. But just like Dallas, it's all about Jalen Hurts, and Jalen Hurts does not strike fear in my heart at all. And the main reason why is because now we're athletic enough at the second level.
Yeah.
When Jalen Hurts used to play the defense and people used to turn their back and used to sneak out the back door and get up out of there, you got some linebackers that can run them down now. So for me, I feel a little bit
Hunters.
better.
We got Hunters, and Avril Reese will be in that role. And
I'm telling you,
I'm taking Avril Reese every time. But just to get my thoughts on this Eagles offense, they will trade AJ Brown to the Patriots. They're just deciding what the Patriots are going to give up for him. So when AJ Brown leaves, now you got Dante and Wicks, who I like, but he's no AJ Brown. And what I mean by that bailout stuff that they were getting a lot,
talk about
that's not going to happen with Smith and Mekhi Lemon at the clip of AJ Brown. He might get a couple of passes to Devontae Smith, but guess what? Devontae Smith is going to have a harder time this year when that man leaves. So if you can bracket Devontae Smith, which I don't even think you have to bracket that dude, to be honest with you, he's little, but he's fast. So you play off of him, and all those passes that they were getting with those deep drag routes where you had to worry about AJ Brown on that right side. Mekhi Lemon, I don't think Jalen Hurts is the type of quarterback that could maximize Mekhi Lemon.
Go ahead, talk about it, Pat.
Mekhi Lemon is a guy that you got to throw him some pretty good passes in the middle of that field to allow him to do what he needs to do. And Jalen Hurts is not a step back quarterback. So if we got the people to actually keep that dude honest in the pocket, and it could be a problem for them boys. If you stop Saquon Barkley, you thought the Eagles were having a problem last year.
Yeah.
Now that they don't have Stoutland anymore, because that offensive line showed some leaks last year. Just gonna keep it a buck. Johnson's not getting any younger.
I mean,
I don't know.
You had two offensive linemen with 1 foot in, 1 foot out. Dickerson got the back problems. He's hurt. And then Lane Johnson, his groin barely hanging on the bone. So, I don't know, man. And then, and one thing about the Eagles, though, to give them credit, though, they do have, they are proactive as far as trying to find future replacements for players. So the Markel Bell pickup was big for them. I don't know too much about Michael Morris, but I know that they keep somebody in the tuck to try to replace these guys.
Oh yeah, Markel Bell is nice. Yeah. I've seen him. What's up, Iman? But Eastside, he says AJ is still an Eagle at the moment, but Lemon, if he replaces Brown, he has strong hands and great route running. That is true.
Yeah,
I don't think you have the quarterback. I don't think you have the quarterback to maximize his talent, because he's definitely not the quarterback to maximize Devontae Smith's talent.
Yeah, and that's not even a knock. That's not a knock on Mekhi Lemon either, because Mekhi Lemon is nice, to your point, Pat. But a lot of those over the middle type of throws and stuff that he was doing,
those layered throws.
That's not a strong suit for Hurts. Hurts ain't that type of guy. Well, not right now. He hasn't shown to be that type of guy to like to target over the middle like that. Even his passes to like Goddard are normally to the outside.
Yeah,
and something short. So the usage for Mekhi Lemon, I'm not sure. But again, if AJ Brown is in fact traded, you got Devontae Smith moving up to wide receiver 1, and
he ain't seen wide receiver 1 coverage.
He hasn't
because of guess who? AJ Brown.
Yes,
you gotta respect that.
Hey.
You know how many plays, Mr. Eastside Monster, that AJ Brown has bailed y'all out in so many situations because he could just catch it over anybody. He just throws it up. Hike, here you go.
He said,
throw it up.
No hurt and slander. I'm not. Listen, I'm an Alabama fan. I mean, in all honesty, I root for black quarterbacks too, man. But like I said, when it comes to Hurts, man, we pointing out things that he don't do and things that he does. Like his strength was as soon as those linebackers used to turn their back, he would take off because he knew it was 10 to 15 yards before anybody got a hold to him, and then you know he don't throw it over the middle. That's not slander. That's not slander. That's
you gotta think, bro. This man during his career has had the best offensive line in football.
Brick wall in front of him.
Arguably the best running back in football. Arguably one of the best receiving cores in football.
Facts.
Very good tight ends. That dude has had a amount of riches that most quarterbacks can dream of. One of the top defenses in football every year. So when he does make a mistake, they get it right back for him.
Mm-hmm.
So we gonna see, man. But if AJ Brown if he stays, it's gonna be a problem.
If
he stays, it's a problem.
Yeah, but let's look at the defense real quick, man. Defensively, man, I think they'll be fine, man. You see some of the pieces that they added there. Forgot they added Ebenekti, dude from Atlanta, to another pass rusher there. So I think defensively, man, is where they're gonna have to make their mark this year, man, in my opinion, man. But what's your guys' thoughts on the defense?
Saying it's the same as offense for me. It's a lot of names, a lot of notable names too. I think that Grenard pickup is big for them. I don't know how healthy he is. I think he didn't have any injury last year with the Vikings, right?
He just wasn't living up to the Vikings' expectations.
That's why they got rid of him. Okay,
that's a fact.
And then, but I think their defense is solid, man, and it's been solid. So you got to get creative because they got a good rotation. Again, just looking at the linebackers, they can come in waves. So pause. So yeah, I mean that's Philly. Philly gonna be Philly at the end of the day, and in order to beat Philly, you really gonna have to beat them up. And but they got their roster is deep. Just looking at some of these names, man, it's a deep roster.
Man, you want my opinion on it?
Go ahead.
Eastside Monster ain't gonna like me over here too bad. I'm not scared of Ojomo. Jalen Carter, I don't think he's gonna be an Eagle very much longer after this year. It's something about that kid that he's doing things that the Eagles don't like. Jordan Davis, solid, but I'm not scared of him either.
Nope.
Jonathan Greener, not scared of him. Zach Bond, without those other linebackers around him, he can be good, but no. Jahai Campbell, I haven't seen the Jahai Campbell that everybody was clamoring for when he came out in the draft to them.
That's true.
Hunt, okay. Quenya Mitchell, I seen he can be had. I'm not scared of Marcus Epps. Makuba, cool. Reek Woolen, cool. But now that he is not surrounded by that whole Seahawks defense,
talk about it.
I don't know. Cooper DeJean, he showed some cracks last year too, even though he's pretty good. I'm not scared of this team at all. Now that I look at them, play a game. Run right at them.
Strategy, yeah.
Run right at these dudes. Don't allow them to fly around. Run right at them. And if you get these guys in short yardage situations, they will be had. I promise you that.
I mean, when you think about it too, and you brought up a good point. The first time we played them, we out physical them.
Run right at them.
A lot of that had to do with Cam Scatterable doing what he does. And now with the offensive line, and again with Maui Noah being one of those
exactly.
Yeah.
Run right at them.
Yeah.
They're opportunistic. That's all they are, bro. They're opportunistic. They can fly around the ball. They're pretty fast.
Definitely got
but
speed.
Reek Woolen would give up some stuff, bro. And now I don't know how his headspace is because the type of coach that coach was over in Seattle, he didn't play that. But this coach over here, he's wilder than the players. The players got to tone him down.
Yeah, I can't stand their coaching, bro. Like that's one of the things where the Eagles have got by with for a long time is, basically they've been living off of their talent and their coordinators. They've had good coordinators. Those guys have left and went on to become head coaches. So they've been living really through their coordinators. How many times can you switch coordinators though and continue to get that same result? That's what I'm waiting to see, because it's like, okay, you keep doing it. At some point, you gotta look somewhere else where there's an issue at. You know what I'm saying?
I'm glad you brought that up, because I forgot that they had fired that first year offensive coordinator.
Mm-hmm.
They egged that man's house. Didn't they egg his house too?
Yeah. And it turned out that Jalen Hurts was the one calling the plays.
Good Lord, man. So yeah, they got a lot to deal with. That offense, again, Stoutland not being there, and I don't know what the fallout was. Did Stoutland want to be the OC or whatever happened? That's a big. They got a brand new OC. Stoutland is gone. I don't know if they're gonna have that same chemistry. It might look totally different, and they might have some issues, man. And again, it goes back to the quarterback and getting pressure. If what the Giants can do, if we can bring that pressure, then I think a lot of these teams can be had.
That's a fact. We get pressure on the Eagles, it's on.
Yeah,
it is on, and we can
run
that ball.
Hurts gonna panic a little bit,
man. Every time, bro.
He gonna throw you. Right. He gonna throw you one for sure.
Let's go to the Commanders. We'll get through this team here real quick. They took Sonny Styles, another prized possession that Giants fans wanted. Took Sonny Styles at 7. They got Antonio Williams in the second round. Picked up a center, Matt Glublin.
I like Matt.
Got Joshua Josephs outside linebacker, but they didn't have a lot of draft picks. They did pick up a backup quarterback, Khalil McManus, quarterback out of Rutgers. Yeah. And then they added another running back too, Katron Allen, in the mix with Krosky Merritt and Ricard White, who they got in free agency. Also got Okonkwo in free agency. De'Ami Brown comes back. Van Jefferson they pick up. They added a lot of free agents. Leo Chanel, Chison, Nick Cross, safety. Picked up DJ Davison from the Giants. So they added some pieces there on the defense because that was a big problem for the Commanders last year. So looking at their defense now, they got Ken Law there, no Bobby Wagner. They still got Frankie Louisville. Now that you got Sonny Styles and Leo Chanel is going to be your two inside backers. Outside wise, you got Amik Robinson, the nickel, Nick Cross at safety, Will Harris at free safety, Sandstrill, and then Trey Amos at cornerback. And they got Tim Settle at nose with Davison. I don't know about that. Deron Payne, defensive tackle, 3-tech. Odafe Owe on the edge, and Ken Law down there at the end. I think you have to start. Oh, yeah, they still got Dorrance Armstrong too from Dallas, and Jerzon Newton. What do you think about this Redskins or Commanders, whatever they call themselves, defense here? Because I mean, this is kind of where they was getting cooked last year, and I think the offense will be fine. We'll look at the offense here in a second, but I think they can manage, man, if Jaden Daniels is healthy. But defensively is where I got my questions at with this team. What you guys think?
I think that I think the Commanders are in full panic mode right now. I think the honeymoon is over for Dan Quinn, Adam Peters. Just looking at the people that they added and then who they drafted, it's like you went ahead and paid Leo Chanel. You had Frankie Louisville already. And I understand Sonny Styles. I wanted Sonny Styles. Sonny Styles was number 1 on my list, and I understand why you took him. But now you're trying to figure out how this defense is going to run with Leo Chanel, Sonny Styles, and Frankie Louisville. You paid these guys, or who's going to be the first guy off the bench? It looks like it's going to be Frankie Louisville, but Frankie Louisville was kind of like the heart of this defense. And like the emotional leader and all that stuff. So it's funny to me that they added all these people. Just looking at even the defensive line, Tim Settles, okay, cool. But Johnny Newton should be starting. You know, Deron Payne is out there too. Devon Kinlaw, they look like they said, you know what? It's a fire sale happening. We got some money. Let's just start adding some people. And I think
throw darts at the dartboard, see what stick.
Meanwhile, to your point too, it's all about Jaden Daniels. I sound like a broken record. The team goes how Jaden Daniels goes. So, but defensively, you want to say yes as far as names go on paper. Did they get better? It looks like it on paper, but we don't know what that team is actually going to look like. And Dan Quinn, we've seen Dan Quinn done panic with the best of them. We saw it in the Super Bowl all those years ago. That man panicked, and I think they absolutely are panicking. And that's what the roster looks like, a panic roster to me. A lot of names.
Looking like cooked food. They're looking like cooked food right now. Shout out to Realist 370, Ravens fan in the building. Thank you for tuning in. Hit that like and subscribe button for us, man. Big Dash in the building. NFC East. I think these dudes might be looking up at all the other 3 teams in this division, bro.
In the basement.
You got the Jaden Daniels injury situation. I don't know. I'm not scared of anybody on that defense, bro. Their corners look like cooked food. I like Trey Amos. Shout out to him. We talked to him at the Senior Bowl, but he's not ready to be a number 1 corner. And I'm excited to see what they're gonna do with Sonny Styles, because I don't think they know what to do with them linebackers over there.
Yeah, that's an interesting point. I ain't think about that, Dash. Them having Frankie Louisville
on the bench,
Chanel, and then actually taking Sonny Styles, and everybody was getting on the Giants for drafting Arvell Reese. Well, you got all these edge rushers. What are you going to do with Arvell Reese? And then you looking at this roster, and you're like, what the hell are they going to do with Sonny Styles?
And am I bugging though? Last year, didn't they run a 4-3 last year?
Yeah,
they totally switched to a 3-4. Who the hell is their defensive coordinator now?
Yeah, I think they got David Blah. I think they fired both. Durante Jones. Didn't they fire both of their coordinators? Yeah, that's why they got 2 new coordinators.
Their whole personnel
because they didn't agree what Cliff Kingsbury wanted to do with Jaden Daniels. So now, are you going to try to run a traditional system with Jaden Daniels with those receivers?
Sheesh.
You got Luke McCaffrey as what, your number 2?
Nah.
Hey, listen, man.
That one bit.
This is another team that I say run straight at them. Run straight at them. Run straight at them, because they're only going to do things opportunistically with this defense. And then if they bench Frankie Louisville, who's the dude that flies over over the field.
Blue guy, Luke McCaffrey. They don't have a number 2.
You see what I'm saying?
Unless they depending on that kid Antonio Williams to be that.
Antonio Williams is injury prone, and he's a slot receiver, and he can get busy, but I don't know, man.
Yeah, I'm looking at it now. I mean, Treylon Burks had. Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. Treylon Burks, a failure after the Titans traded AJ Brown, and he didn't do nothing last year with the receiving core that they had. They better go re-sign Debo. That's what they better do.
That's why they fighting for Brandon Ayuk. That is the rumor out there that they trying to get
Brandon Ayuk might not even want to play football.
You see what he looked like? Brandon Ayuk, you see the picture? He looked like he has some.
My side.
He got some stuff going on mentally for sure.
He's done. He got that check and he's done, bro.
I'm gonna pray for that man. I'm gonna pray for him. But the way he was looking, he looked like he about 220 pounds, man. Like he didn't got overweight.
He ain't ran a route in a year.
Yeah. I'm trying to look at the offensive line.
Did
they add anything?
Yeah, you can pull it up.
That's the same that they got. At least they brought back their starters. They brought back the entire offensive line is back playing together. That's a plus for them. They did fire.
Is it a plus?
Huh?
Is it a plus?
No. I'm saying as far as continuity, these guys played together as a group, so they got continuity. I'll say this too. They fired Bobby Johnson, the offensive line coach. And
who knew?
Yeah, right.
Everybody was crying about when he left the Giants. You get rid of Bobby Johnson. It looks like the Commanders want to get rid of him too.
And then, funny enough, the guy that took over for him, I actually played with him in high school. Darnell Staples is the new offensive line coach. He won a Super Bowl with the Pittsburgh Steelers way back with Ben and them. I think it was 2008, 2000. Yeah, right. Yeah, after us, I think it was. But so I mean, I got some interest in that offensive line. Unfortunately, again, it's our rival, so I can only show my friend a little bit of grace since he's a coach over there. But yeah, they looking, like Pat said, they looking up at everybody else, in my opinion, in the division. And it's funny too, because the way they was talking trash last year going into the season, and I don't, that might have been the best part of the season for me. Is that fall from grace?
It looks like they slipper has fell off.
Oh man,
they back to cleaning kitchens again. So it's not looking good for them, man.
And to your point, like, you build your team around your quarterback, because that's your best bet. You got Jaden Daniels coming back off an injury. I don't know whose fault it was that left him in the game and made him come back, and he wasn't ready. End up getting folded again.
Man,
but you kept
that's
your running back
their history, bro.
Yeah. So who did they add? They got Rashad White. Okay.
Rashad White, Katron Allen,
I like Katron
Allen, Jeremy McNichols. They also got like I said, Okonkwo, the tight end, Jesse Bates, Ben Sanat.
And that's another thing. When they went and got an athletic tight end, but is that what they need?
Man, they needed Zach Ertz back, because Okonkwo is not a route runner, bro.
He's not. And
he's a secondary tight end. Now you're gonna be using him as your main. Watch, John Bates is gonna be the starter by the end of the year. Watch.
Lawrence Cage on the back of that list. Good Lord.
Oh, yeah. Man, listen, bro. Yeah. Cook.
They love them ex-Giants, boy. Yeah. This is a team that love ex-Giants, boy. Ex-Giants.
Right, man. They looking like food for real.
Man, this is the get right game. I wish we could play them first this year.
Yeah.
This is where you learn.
But overall, so we're gonna come back to the question to wrap up the segment here as we take a look at the New York Giants roster. Can this team win the NFC East? We looked at the teams in the division. We looked at the offenses. We looked at the defenses. We're looking at the Giants offense now. And this is one of the things here where, the Giants have struggled, on offense recently. Did a lot better last year with Jackson Dart, but you got Malik Neighbors coming off an injury. You got Darius Slayton now injured. So there's that, there's Beckham rumors floating out there, but he's not on the roster right now. I just see names like Jalen Hyatt and Isaiah Hodgins. So I do have some questions about the receiving core, which I have maintained throughout the offseason. That being said, I do like the potential of Malachi Fields. Was actually looking at some of his tape out there in with Notre Dame as well as Virginia, and I think he's going to be a pretty good, solid, reliable guy option out there once he gets his feet under him, and he's definitely going to be able to help the Giants in the run game. That dude can block. And he's got good size, obviously. Offensive line wise, I actually, for the first time probably in a decade or more, I feel pretty good about this Giants offensive line. With CC in there, and just the depth that they got. I know Daniel Falele and Evan Neal. I know, big, fat, goofy, sloppy guys that nobody wants to see out there, but they have been pros. And they at least Falele knows John Harbaugh's system and what he wants to do out there. So as depth, I like it. As starters, you're scared. Jermaine Illuminor, Marcus Bowe backing him up, so you got that going on. You solid on the left side with Runyon Thomas, and now you got Stinney as a reserve now where he needs to be, and you can develop J.C. Davis to be another swing tackle for you. Tight end wise, I think they're fine. Isaiah Likely and Theo Johnson, solid 1-2 punch. You feel pretty good about Jackson Dart. You feel pretty good about Cam Scatterbo and Tyrone Tracy. We'll see if one of these other guys cracks the roster and pushes Devin Singletary off, aka Blown Motor. And one of the biggest additions down there, and I'm gonna kick it over to you guys, is that one right down there on the bottom, FB fullback Patrick Ricard, man. And I think that is going to change the Giants offense as far as the Giants actually being committed to running the ball and being effective at it, you know, because the main thing me and Pat, and we call every Giants game, for the past, 4 years or so. One thing that we notice with this Giants team is when it is 3rd and short or 4th and short, they fail to pick it up on so many occasions. You're talking 1 yard, 2 yards, inches, and you get blown back, off the line of scrimmage. You got 2 tough physical dudes now in Cam Scatterbo and Patrick Ricard, man, that can, if nothing else, if your line is overpowered, at least they can fight and push for those extra yardage, which we didn't see from Devin Singletary and Tyrone Tracy. So how you guys feeling about this Giants offense?
Yeah, So again, the elephant in the room is Malik Neighbors and when he's going to be back. I am not so confident that he's going to be ready for week 1. So I'm already preparing myself for him not to be ready for week 1. We'll see what happens. And then the Darius Slayton, if they're telling us the truth, he should be back by training camp. And I was saying last night on the live stream that everything happens for a reason. You take the blessing where it can be. Because you might not have Slayton in the spring, you're not going to have Neighbors in the spring. All those guys behind him are going to get these reps with Jackson Dart. Building that chemistry with Jackson Dart. So I think that's a good thing. Malachi Fields, right? You can look at Malachi Fields 2 ways. You can look at him at Notre Dame. You can look at him at Virginia.
Yep.
I'm hoping he's the kid from Virginia. But can I blame it on the quarterback play? And also, we know that Notre Dame damn near had 2,000-yard running backs too. So that's
Dash. I watched that dude's film, bro. He was run blocking a lot, and that's why I said he knows how to do that. He's gonna be solid off the gate.
So and we already know, even no matter who the coach is, if you're a Giants wide receiver, they want you to know how to block. No matter what regime it is, they want you to know how to block, and I like that about him. But I like Malachi Fields for Jackson Dart because Jackson Dart gonna throw the ball. He gonna give you a chance. And Malachi Fields is the right wide receiver to have in those cases where Jackson Dart just gonna say, hey, you know what, we're gonna throw this man the ball and see if he can make something happen. And I like that. As far as the offensive line goes, I'm looking at just how our lads have people lined up. Evan Neal, I don't have high expectations for Evan Neal, but kick him over to the left side. Let him battle at left guard. You already got Lele and Maui Noah on the right side, so that's that. But I'm not as high on John Runyon as other people. I know we had our best statistical year for the offensive line that we had in a while, but if I want to nitpick, I don't like John Runyon that much.
Hey, you're not alone over here on this side, brother.
Yeah.
And he's making a lot of money. Like, guess what? If we were to cut him and save that $9 million, I wouldn't be mad. But we would just need to figure out who's going to step in there at left guard. I'm high on J.C. Davis, the rookie that we drafted. I thought he had good feet. Good feet. He's a left tackle, and I understand the plan is to kick him inside, but I also see him as a possible swing tackle if you decide to make a move with Marcus Bowe. If you want to kick Marcus Bowe inside, the rumors of him playing center, which I don't know if he can play center, but obviously they talked about him playing guard too. I don't know if he fits the scheme as far as not the scheme, but the prototype that John Harbaugh likes for guards. He likes his guards bigger and 315, 320, 330 pound guards. That's what Harbaugh likes. And Marcus Bowe is not that. Here, I'll leave it at this. I think the key this year is going to be likely. How likely is going to be used, especially with how the wide receiver room looks right now. You're not going to have Malik Neighbors. I'm just going to say we're not going to have Malik Neighbors week 1. And I've seen arguments about who's going to be wide receiver 2. When I don't even think that really matters in those first couple of weeks. It's how many targets Isaiah Likely gets. That's what I think is going to be about. How fast can you get Isaiah Likely going in this offense before Malik Neighbors gets here? I'm trying to see what else. Yeah, that's it for me. And then Pat, a lot of 12 personnel. Shit, some 22 personnel is going to happen too. I don't know. I know some people say 13 personnel. I don't know about 13. Because having 3 tight ends on, even though Likely is more of a wide receiver, you know, some people get carried away. I don't know about the 13 personnel, but that 12 personnel is probably going to be our base. And then we're going to see that 22 personnel. And then to your point, Patrick Ricard, I went back. There was a play that they ran on the goal line, Baltimore Ravens, where Patrick Ricard would sneak out into the flat, and it was damn near money every time. But you gotta have the threat of the run, and I think with Scatterboo now, I think people gotta respect it in the goal line. Respect us, the threat of running the ball inside in the goal line, and if you can run that play, it was money. It was money. It was like a little fullback.
You had to worry about the king back there.
And yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it looks like old Dash is still listening and looking at us a little bit, man. Talking about the 22, the 12. I think 12 personnel is going to be our main thing to start out the season, and we'll start to get into 11 personnel when we see that you want to stack the box, and we'll start to spread you out. And like I told NYG earlier, I think Isaiah Likely is going to get damn near between 80 to 90 targets at least.
I hope so.
Because of the number 2 receiver position, and credit to NYG, he's been saying it the whole season. I don't trust Darnell Mooney as the number 2 receiver. I can't trust Slayton as the number 2 receiver. And Malachi Fields is a rookie. And in the beginning of the season, Malik Neighbors is not fully 100% back. You're going to see Isaiah Likely with 10 catch games. You're going to see he's going to get the ball. Him and Theo Johnson, they're going to try to get the ball to those tight ends and run that ball right at you at that 12 personnel a lot. And 13 personnel when Ricard is in there. It's going to be a bully football team in the beginning of the season, and then they'll gradually bring out the passing. Shout out to Raven Strife. You said, yo, came from Dash Channel to support. Thank you, brother. Hit that like and subscribe button for us. A lot of people don't have right. A lot of people don't have a lot of confidence in John Harbaugh and developing, I guess, quarterbacks, even though Lamar Jackson's a 2-time, should be a 3-time MVP, but I guess Harbaugh didn't have anything to do with that. So what I know for a fact that they're going to do in the very beginning, they're going to run that ball. And if Malachi Fields has to play, he's going to be that number 1 receiver in that 12 personnel. And they're going to run that ball right at you. And so it's going to be up to you to stop us in the very beginning of the season. And then they'll gradually bring out the passing game once they figure out that running game first, which I think is the best idea, because if Malik Neighbors is not healthy, don't put out Slayton and Mooney and Austin and think you're going to do a whole bunch with the passing game. So I agree with you on that. And don't be surprised if J.C. Davis starts to push Runyon for starting snaps, because J.C. Davis is exactly what Harbaugh likes in the guard. Exactly what he likes.
I was going to say too to that point, Pat. One thing I like about John Harbaugh is he gives you answers. He answers the questions. He don't give you the BS answer either. As soon as they took J.C. Davis, he let it be known that we drafted the tackle, but we're gonna start him off inside. Like
you got like I said in my video, you got those big refrigerators in small spots. They ain't got it, man, and they both had good feet, Myron Noah and J.C. Davis. So I wouldn't be surprised later in the season, if they try to run it to the left and Runyon's the weak link, John Harbaugh start hit somebody in the shoulder. Hey, get the kid in there. Let's see what he can do. I'm telling you, this is the type of roster he's building. Yeah, and it can show in preseason. J.C. Davis getting reps in training camp at starting left guard over Runyon. Runyon gets mad, asks for a trade. They trade Runyon. You can see that story.
Yeah, right. He gets mad.
You know who needed John Harbaugh here a little bit earlier? Evan Neal.
Yep.
Yeah.
He needed John Harbaugh a lot earlier, bro.
When NYG was saying put him in at guard, that's when John Harbaugh needed to be here, bro.
Right, and you were saying it way back then, like, and it had to be year 2. If it wasn't year 2, it was going into year 3, and everybody's like, this is time to kick him inside.
And they didn't even let him play.
Yeah,
they didn't even let him play, not one snap.
Yeah,
like it's weird.
We didn't see
what
him.
they were
and
doing.
Now it's and we don't have an idea what he's going to look like.
Right, and guess what? He's going to have to earn the job at being a number 7 overall pick at one time in his career. He's fighting for a job.
Yeah.
How y'all feel about this defense, though? You know, because a lot is going to be made about this defense, especially as the Giants offense gets their footing. You know, you got 2 main players coming back from injury, in Neighbors and Scatterbo. So I think for the first few weeks of the season, you know, you're going to see the Giants defense, you know, possibly have to carry this team a little bit because the offense might be slow to get started. But as we're looking at it now, you know, everybody's waiting on, you know, I just, you know, was looking on Twitter earlier, and everybody's looking at, you know, waiting on DJ Reader to sign. But again, I told you earlier, they was talking to Austin Johnson. You know, they still looking at this other Harris guy. But you got Roy Robertson Harris or whatever. You got Bobby Jameson. These hyphen names, man, that the Giants are bringing in is crazy now. You got Lakey Fontu, who just signed, Shelby Harris in the interior. That's one of the main areas. And of course, you still got Darius Alexander. Let's not forget about him, 3rd round pick last year. So you do have some talent. You got some pieces in the interior. It's not bare bones, in my opinion, but the Giants gonna make their money with these linebackers and these edge rushers, man. Brian Burns, Arvell Reese, Tremaine Edmonds, Abdul Carter. You got Muasau, McFadden, and Chauncey Golston backing them up. Also, Abdul Carter, Kayvon Thibodeau as well. You throw them into the mix. And then you got Jack Kelly and Zaire Barnes, 2 guys who are probably going to be playing special teams. But, so the Giants have stacked that linebacker. Corner, got a Debo. Banks, forgot to mention to you guys earlier, had his 5th-year option did not decline, as most people figured. So he's playing on his last year here. Tyler Nubin, Jason Pinnock at safety, Javon Holland, Elijah Campbell. You also got on the other cornerback side, you got Greg Newsome, Colton Hood, and in the nickel, you got Drew Phillips and Darius Washington, who came over from Baltimore. As we looked at the division, with the defenses in the division, I mean, how do you think this Giants team stacks up?
So, first thing I'm gonna say is just how bad the guy before Shane Bowen, how bad he was before, right? And adding Denard Wilson should help this roster a lot, just with the scheme itself. When you have the majority of your cornerbacks are physical corners, and you play them off the wide receiver, what are we even doing? What are we doing? Now they're talking about, you know, zone press, you know, and you look at Paulson Adebo, who's a press man corner. You look at Colton Hood can pretty much do it all, actually. I'm higher on Greg Newsome than a lot of other people. I liked him in Cleveland more and than Jacksonville, because the Jacksonville scheme didn't fit him. Safety still, Tyler Nubin. I had high hopes for Tyler Nubin, man, and I don't know what the hell happened to him.
I hate them safeties, Dash. I've been one on this channel to Javon Holland is the one for me. I can't stand him, bro. Now
I'll say this about Javon Holland though, man. Javon Holland coming back off an injury. You saw last year, I think it was 2 interceptions that got taken from him for penalties. But he is not quite where we thought he was going to be. or hope he was going to be. I'm hoping this year with this new scheme is going to be a little bit different. So you're going to have versatility between the safeties because Denard Wilson plays it that way. And Pat, we'll talk technical, is nickel. We running nickel. 5 DBs is on the field, whether it's 3 corners and 2 safeties, or 3 safeties and 2 corners. It's going to be nickel the majority of the time outside of short yardage situations and stuff like that. So, but to NYG's point, the strength is in the second level. It absolutely flipped. Middle linebacker went from being one of the biggest holes to one of the strengths now with Arvell Reese. I don't know how you guys felt about the Arvell Reese thing. I know you guys put up video. I didn't get a chance to see it, but I'm pretty sure you guys like Arvell Reese.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure y'all do.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I'm excited about those guys. I'm happy that Kayvon Thibodeau did not get traded.
Yes.
Especially after you get rid of Dexter Lawrence.
Yes.
Like, give me somebody that can set an edge. And then when it comes to Jack Kelly, and I do want to talk about Bobby, James, and Travis, because I didn't even know who that was. I didn't watch tape on him until after the draft. But Jack Kelly, I think Jack Kelly battles Darius Musa for that 4th linebacker spot.
He beats him.
Yeah. I was trying to be nice. I was trying to be nice. But yeah, there's definitely a battle between Jack Kelly and Darius Musa, which, to your point, Pat, he's better than Darius Musa.
And Jack Kelly beat out Micah McFadden.
He's gonna try
and be the 3rd guy.
So go ahead, Dash.
One more thing about Bobby. I didn't know who he was. Right, didn't even know his name. It's funny too because I was actually in the parking lot at Sam's Club when we made that draft pick, and my son was like, "Who's Bobby James and Travis?" I said, "I don't know who that is." I was like, I don't even know what position he plays because I just saw the name come across as an update. I got to watch him that night. I'm like, oh, we might have something here, and so I'm curious to see how that goes. Lakey Fotu, I love Polynesian players on the defense in the trenches. Give me more Polynesians. I don't think he nails that spot down. Fotu. I think there's some people that are going to give him some push. I am one of those Giant fans that want DJ Reader though. For adding comfort and insurance. But the way it's looking right now, I don't know if he's going to be on the team or not. So I got to look at this roster the way it is right now. I'm happy with the moves that we made. I'm happy with the draft. Roy Robertson Harris cannot be a starter for me. He can't be. I don't know why they don't have Darius Alexander as a starter over Roy Robertson Harris, even though it's a DN spot. But yeah, I don't know. It's a big what if for me, but I do have faith in Denard Wilson and his scheme. And then to NYG's point, safety scares me, but picking up Jason Pinnock makes me a little bit more comfortable. And then also they have him listed as a nickelback, but he's Darius Washington also can play safety. So I like those guys, but those like physical is the new temperament for the Giants on defense. Just by adding Reese, a physical linebacker, Tremaine Edmonds, a physical linebacker. And then when you look at that cornerback room, I believe all those guys in that cornerback room are not afraid of contact, even Greg Newsome. So I'm happy with that.
So when I look at this Giants defense, there's only one player that's going to be on the field almost 100% of the time unless they go like dime, and that's Tremaine Edmonds. The reason why I say that is because he made this roster so interchangeable. You see what I'm saying? Those 3 guys right there, I don't think there's a starter that you can name right there. Maybe Shelby Harris at the nose tackle or defensive tackle position, which I would actually want him playing the 3 instead of the nose.
Yeah.
And Roy Robertson Harris, I will replace with Kayvon Thibodeau.
Oh, Pat.
And I will put Thibodeau, let that Polynesian leaky folk to run the nose tackle on Shelby Harris, and that would be my starter. Front 3. Bobby Jamison Travis will come in on certain run situations. Darius Alexander will interchange with Shelby Harris. Let him learn from Shelby Harris. You got another Polynesian who people are not talking about, Tui Palutu, who's actually pretty doggone good. Alvaro Reese will interchange with Michael McFadden sometimes, and they'll put Alvaro Reese where Burns is to give him a rest, or Carter to give him a rest. And if Carter and Burns can come off the field, we can go at you with Reese and Thibodeau. You see what I'm saying? This defense is so interchangeable. And if you wanted to get a little bit nasty and rush from the middle linebacker spot, you put Burns, Carter, and Thibodeau on the edge, put Arbor, Reese, and Burns coming from the middle and come at you that way. We can attack you in so many different ways. That's why people have to understand this is not a traditional defense where they're just going to throw people out there and those are the starters. No, these dudes are going to be coming in and out the game a lot. There's only about one player that's not going to come in and out the game like that, and that's Tremaine Edmonds. Because Greg Newsome, I think he would slide into the slot, and Colton Hood would go out to the outside if somebody's getting cooked like Drew Phillips or Adebo's getting cooked. You don't think Harbaugh be like, okay, Adebo, come out. We're going to put the rookie in there, see what he can do today. Newsome, you go to the slot and replace Drew Phillips, who's getting cooked today. You see what I'm saying? Because Newsome could play the slot or outside. Hood could play the slot or outside. Darius Washington could play third safety or slot corner. It's so interchangeable. And the best thing about this, bro, all those dudes that you saw starting last year, like Swayze Bozeman and all those dudes are at the back end of the roster now.
That's a fact.
That's a win in itself. Back then, you would probably have to play Anquan Barnes Jr. at your nose tackle because Dex got hurt. But now we got 3-4 people that could play nose tackle now.
So Pat, you said something, right? You said something when you first started, and it was about Kayvon Thibodeau actually lining up as the DN. And I like that idea a lot. Obviously, you don't want to play him inside the tackle. You can play him outside, so you got to get a little bit freaky with the defensive alignment. But if we talking like a 3-3-5, possibly,
I'm telling you,
it makes sense.
And guess what? You can even bring Jack Kelly and put him out there on the edge because that's what he does best, getting after the quarterback. And Chauncey Golston, we're paying him. You can throw him anywhere in those spots. So you got somebody on our roster like Chauncey Golston, who should have been a starter last season. He might not even have a fit if those young dudes step up. You see what I'm saying?
And even looking at this, though, I would rather have Chauncey Golston listed as a DN over Roy Robinson Harris.
Yes, to be honest with you, yes, but don't get it twisted. Roy Robinson Harris can play some defense against that run.
He can.
Now he plays that run tremendously. So if we're playing a team like the Eagles, expect Roy Robinson Harris to get some burn that game. I think we have players to where we can play the matchups now. However you coming at us, we can play that matchup now. Okay, you want to pass the ball, Reese, Burns, Carter, Thibodeau. You eating today, go hunt. Oh, you want to run the ball all game? Okay, Futu, Harris, Roy Robinson Harris, get your chin straps ready because they coming at us today. You see what I'm saying? You can.
Is that strong enough though? Is Shelby Harris and these guys?
I like Shelby Harris. Shelby Harris. If we get DJ Reader, I am totally confident because Reader's going to play the nose tackle with Shelby Harris to back him up. I think that's dope. You can have a front four, Harris, Fotu, and Reader, and I'm like, let's get them.
Does Austin Johnson move the needle for you? Because that's
it moves it a little bit. I like him better than Roy Robinson Harris.
Looking at
Wait a minute, did we pick him up?
They're looking at
they're
him.
Talking to him now because
I think 3 years ago.
Yeah, he was with us a few years ago. I think in 21.
Okay, he was with Joe Judge and him.
Yeah.
Remember he went to the Titans after that.
Yeah, he went to Tennessee, but I just have a suspicion that it's one of these things like you seen with Calais Campbell signed with Bucks. Like some of these guys just aren't. New York's not a fit for them. You know what I'm saying, per se. So they may be looking at other teams, kind of waiting on those teams to make a decision before they come back to the Giants. So I think the Giants, you know, they're doing their due diligence. Like, all right, let's have a fallback plan because DJ might not be a lock like we thought he was. You know what I'm saying? Because he's talking to other teams. So that's why I asked you.
Yeah, the Bears and the Texans. I think the Texans are talking. It was the Bears, somebody else. I mean, the Patriots.
The latest thing I heard was that it wasn't even about like the money. It was about he wanted multiple years. He wanted a 2-year deal, and we were only offering him a 1-year deal.
Yep.
And for me, like he's 31 years old. Get him the 2-year deal. Get him. The way they do these contracts, you can almost get rid of them after a year anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So it may be about the guaranteed money in that 2-year deal too.
Yeah.
He may be asking for a lot of guaranteed money that somebody is willing to offer to give it to him. And you got to think the trend with this Giants team this year, Dash. Thinking of my damn daughter. It's been 1-year deals.
Yeah.
Everybody's been coming in on 1-year deals. Shelby Harris, 1-year deal. Fotu, 1-year deal. Mooney, 1-year deal. Austin, 1-year deal. Washington, 1-year deal.
Damn near everybody.
Yeah, because they know, hey, we're going to get off of you guys if these young dogs step up. And so somebody of DJ Reader's stature is like, okay, Alexander may step up, then what? Then I have to go back on the market again?
Yeah.
As a 32-year-old defensive tackle? You see what I'm saying? So it has to make sense for both parties.
He had cashed out at the Detroit deal, though. When he got the Detroit deal, Detroit played him.
You don't think you want to cash out again, Dash? It's about money.
But his market. No, you're absolutely right.
You don't think you want to cash out again?
But I'm just saying, just the numbers, just looking at the market value, because I think Detroit gave him like a 2-year deal, like $22 million. It was like $11 million per. His market value now is like pretty much 2 years at $8 million, $4 million per is what it is. So I don't know what his real ask is. But for me, he knows the writing is on the wall. This might be his last time getting some good money before he has to take those 1-year deals like everybody else. But he also got to be like, let's be honest, we are past the draft now. As far as free agency goes, he might have a little bit of motion because Dexter Lawrence left, and he might can hold us to the fire a little bit. But outside of that, it's still about how he played.
Listen, man, I'm tired.
It's about how he played. What's up?
I'm tired of that too. People always, and I'm not saying you doing, but people always crying about, oh, he left New York, man. Let them dudes go.
I'm saying,
but you can't think about that coming into a situation. Not me personally. If somebody left, that's because if somebody left, they left because of their reasons. They ain't did nothing to me.
No, that's not what I meant. What I meant was because Dexter Lawrence left the Giants, he can ask us for more money because we need him even more now, is what I'm trying to say.
It's a leverage thing. I
a little bit of leverage.
Yeah, like y'all, we know y'all need a defensive tackle, so pay me what I want, or you ain't gonna get me.
So is this a game of chicken? Is this a game of chicken?
I don't know what it is.
They signed Fotu and Shelby Harris saying, hey, look, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah. You see what I'm saying? Because John Harbaugh plays like that, bro. I told you, I know a politician when I see one. He'll smile, but that dude, I think that dude's kind of cutthroat in the back, in the background, bro. He'll get you up out of there quick.
To, Benito Jones too. So, I mean, they're trying to bring in as many players as they can, like you said, Dash, so they don't end up just giving DJ Reader whatever he wants. All right, we're desperate. Here's a 3-year deal worth whatever. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, and then you knock yourself upside the head a year later, like, man, we stuck with this dude. You know what I'm saying? But
hey, can I point out something really quickly? My man in the chat must have PTSD, that Baltimore fan.
Yeah.
Because good Lord, man. Like, forget what you had. Forget being competitive for 18 seasons. Forget being in that tough division and staying afloat. It's about what you didn't get. And coming from the Giants, but we've been at the bottom of the bottoms for so long.
Right, bro.
The bottom of the bottoms. Can't we have us a little bit of happiness before you step all over our couch, please?
Right.
I saw the first comment about drafting injured players. Talk about Maui Noah. Well, they checked Maui Noah out. They checked them again, and it might work out. Then our Darius Washington with the injuries. I'm like, okay. Be happy with Mentor. Be happy with Mentor.
Yeah.
And when
was Malik Neighbors injured coming out of college? You know what I'm saying? Like was Scatterbo? Like a lot of these dudes, was Dart. He got hurt in his rookie year. So I mean,
it happens. It's football.
People gonna get hurt, especially when you play for the New York Giants. That's why I like the depth that they build on this team now. So now you're not dead in the water if somebody gets hurt. Even if the quarterback gets hurt, Jameis can go out there and sling it around and keep you in games. So, I mean, like, you're not dead. You know, you're not putting in Mike Glennon and Jake from State Farm and you just looking, you know, you got Nate Solder out there at tackle and you just looking so bad, you know, throughout the roster. I think this roster is much stronger now, and they can sustain an injury here or there and not panic. You know, think about now, Andrew Thomas gets hurt. Okay, you got swing tackles now. You're not dead. You know, edge rushers, you got plenty of them. So if Burns or Carter somebody got to miss a game, you're not dead.
You know, this NYG, this is the first year that I can say if Andrew Thomas goes down, I'm not saying the whole season is over.
Exactly.
Yeah, this is the first time in a long time I can say that. I think we could be okay. It won't be like, wow, we're so much better without Andrew Thomas, but it will be like Andrew Thomas went down. Okay, let's see what we can do. I think we still good. I still think we can function. Because the past 4 seasons, Andrew Thomas goes down. Oh no, it's been over.
Over season.
Even Andrew Thomas knows that now, man. When Andrew Thomas was watching us play Dallas that first game, and Russ threw up for 450, and Marcus Bowe was starting left tackle, he said, "Yeah, I got to get back
real quick."
He was back the next week. Like, nah,
put me in, coach. I thought you was hurt, Drew.
I'm all right.
Better.
Throw some dirt on
a lot better, yeah.
And that's the way it's gonna be with this team, period. Yeah. Oh, you got an ankle injury? You're gonna be out a couple of weeks? 4-2. Oh, wait a minute, I can play, coach. I can play. Let me in there. You
mess around, you take a game off, it'll be a couple games before you get back in that rotation.
Right. Man, Coach has been killing the past couple of weeks, man. Let's see what he can do.
And that's the part too, man. Obviously, the success that Harbaugh had at Baltimore is one thing, but the other thing is this: like everything that they're complaining about in Baltimore now, we even saw with the wide receiver talking about padded practices and stuff like that. That's what the Giants need: tough practices, tough training camps. We need all that. It's like building a team from scratch, man. We didn't have that much discipline. You had a head coach who wanted to be best friends with you. And now you got a real coach that comes from coaching stock. His father even out here looking at tape still. So I'm like,
Jack, like 85 years old.
Sign me up. And you know what? And at the end of the day, too, Harbaugh, I'm going to be honest, Harbaugh is his age. Like, he's not going to be here for the longest of the longest runs. I mean, he's still healthy.
What, 63?
63. 63, I think he is, right?
He could give us 5 good years.
I'll say he got about 7.
Listen, he come from that Pete Carroll cloth where they're a lot younger than
I think their age is close to 70.
But he ain't no 15-year head coach. That's not happening.
Nah.
That's not happening.
You gotta let him come in here, put his stamp so he can leave somebody for you when he leaves.
Absolutely.
You know what? What y'all need is a couple of 3 or 14 seasons, and you'll see what you had in Harbaugh. You better hope Jesse Milner is everything that they say that he is.
They just like
if y'all let Lamar Jackson, if y'all let Lamar Jackson take over that show over there,
oh boy,
you might not like what you see. Man, who hasn't messed up our QBs? Like we ain't seen it before.
I definitely
went through last year. Shoot, he's tough as hell.
So he messed up. He messed up Lamar Jackson.
I think he actually gave Lamar Jackson a career.
Last time I checked,
switching that system.
Harbaugh didn't drop that pass,
right?
That Andrews dropped. You know,
he didn't fumble into the end zone.
He didn't fumble like Flowers did. He didn't. He didn't fumble like Lamar Jackson either.
And Lamar Jackson got 2 MVPs. Should have had 3 MVPs with Harbaugh. So
here's my question to that guy: was your team prepared? That's all I need. I need a coach that can prepare my team, and then the players got to execute at the end of the day. And for me, as from the outside looking in at the Baltimore Ravens, they seem to me like they were prepared in games. They seemed to me like they were competitive almost in every game. And you don't know what you got till it's gone.
Yeah, what did he do?
And I can't wait to check in. I can't wait to check in with you, Reese. I can't wait to check in with you, Reese.
Please hit that like and subscribe, bro, and keep it locked over here, man.
We said no, they weren't prepared. You listen,
all the games.
How are you not prepared? If you're competitive in every game, this ain't backyard football, man. This ain't backyard football. You'll find maybe not.
Consistent playoff contenders every year, just about. Would have made the playoffs last year if your field goal kicker hits a field goal.
You want to see
that's John Harbaugh's fault too.
You want to see not prepared? Watch the Giants.
Man,
there's levels to this.
Oh man, I'm gonna play this as we get ready to wrap up, man. I'm gonna play this, man, for on the money out of pocket. I only got one thing, bro, but speaking of, it's a great transition because you talk about coaches who are bad. Do you guys remember Adam Gase?
Oh boy!
Oh yeah. Boy!
All right, let's get into on the money out of pocket, and we're gonna listen to how bad Adam Gase really was, man. So we're gonna cut right back with it.
Out of pocket for that shit. Way out of pocket.
$5 on it. He's calling a half.
All right. This is Le'Veon Bell talking on his podcast right here about him playing for Adam Gase. I'm not going to play this entire clip. It was like 5 minutes long. Maybe we'll play about half of it, man, but it was bad over there. Take a listen.
Who's the worst teammate you had?
The worst?
Like somebody you really couldn't stand. Like, I really hate this dude.
I gotta use a teammate or make it a coach, bro.
Shit. Both.
That nigga Adam Gase, bro. That nigga Adam Gase, bro. He might have been the dumbest coach ever. Hey, chat. Look, I promise you. Bro, if it's 2nd and 9, and Adam Gase is the coach, I promise you, I bet you $5 on it, he's calling a halfback dive. He's
Pause.
Bro, there's one play, like one time where I was in the huddle.
Doesn't that sound like Dabo? You knew what the play was every second down, bro. Halfback dive, but carry on.
And it was 2nd and 9 or 2nd and 10, and the play coming in, and he did not call fucking dive, bro. Anytime I look at that fucking yard marker at the sideline and I see the play getting ran in, bro, I don't even listen to the play. I line up, bro. I just start lining up, bro. Like, I already know the fucking play, bro. This nigga about to give me a fucking dive. Worst play in fucking football, bro. Worst coach in NFL. Worst coach ever. He should not ever, bro. He shouldn't coach Little League, bro. He was terrible. But one time, no. Look, there's no lie, because I can't make this up. But one time we're about to play the Bengals, bro. We're about to play the Bengals. We have a Wednesday practice. Our Wednesday practice is a normal practice. Normal Wednesday practice. I get my little normal totes. We switch on, switch out. Thursday practice come. We doing a wet ball drill. So, because I guess it's supposed to be raining. It's supposed to be raining this Sunday. Yeah. So he dipping the ball into the little wet ball, whatever. And that's normal. Everybody's supposed to do that. You're supposed to practice with the wet ball. Yeah. He called me to the side, like, hey, Le'Veon, come here, bro. Like, this nigga about to tell me a secret. Come here, bro. I come over, I just jog over there. Like, what's good, coach? He said, look, you know it's supposed to rain a lot Sunday. Like, it's supposed to come down. I said, yeah, I know. I said, I know it's gonna be a big game. He said, yeah. He said, I'm looking to throw the ball about 40 plus times. I looked at him and said, what? You're gonna throw the ball 40 plus times? It's raining. It's gonna be raining. Like, the ball's gonna be wet. It's gonna be raining. He said, no. But think about it, bro. He said, the receivers, like even you running your route, you know where you're going, but the defender don't know where they're going, bro. So they might slip and we can get a big play. Bro, he looked me right in my eyes. Just like it said that, bro. And I'm like, in my head, I just look at him because I'm not trying, at this time, bro, this is 2019. I'm not trying to cause no ruckus in the media. Yeah. I'm not saying shit. I listened to what that nigga said to me, bro, right there. And I held that shit in. Bro, I held that shit in, bro. That's what's causing me to stress, bro. That nigga said, bro, that nigga straight up told me, bro. No, that nigga told me, look me right in my eyes, is like, yeah, we about to throw the ball 40 plus times because it's about to rain all game. Like, bro, how much sense that make, bro? That's backwards. It's like, bro, we must be running the ball. Like hand the ball. That's how we gonna get yards, bro. When we go out there, bro, look up the stats, bro. If y'all anybody want to look up the stats, bro, we throw that bitch 40 plus times and lost. We lost to the Bengals, by the way. We lost to the Bengals, and the Bengals was dead last in rushing at this game. They was dead last in the league, 32nd, bro. And I got the ball like 4 times that game because we wanted to pass 40 plus times, and we lost. The Bengals ain't win the game all year either. That was their first win.
Wow.
But yeah, man.
And we talk about bad coaching.
Yeah, we talking about bad coaching, bro. Right, Dash, bro.
And that was his second stop, right? Because he was at Miami, then he went to the Jets.
Yeah,
and he got back to back. He got fired and got picked right back up, man.
Right back up by the same motherfucking dude, bro. But yeah, man. Was he on the pocket? Was he out of pocket for roasting his old coach, or did he need to give that dude the business? Which,
nah, man,
he on the money, man, because everybody roasted Adam Gase.
You know how they say, God put something on your heart to say,
right?
Yeah,
it was on his heart to say that, man. He had to let that out, man. Pause.
Make sure that man never gets another NFL job,
man.
Bro.
Oh my God!
But yeah, I actually remember that game too. They threw that ball. I think. They threw that ball 47 times in that game, bro.
His explanation is what got me. He said the defenders ain't gonna know where you're going, but you will.
That nigga said what? Man, take my pads off.
He called him over like it was gonna tell him a secret.
Yeah, like you about to spit some game now.
Oh man,
what? And that's what we were dealing with here. Every second down to 10, you know what time it was. They will dive right up the middle.
Man,
it's hilarious, man. But that's all I got for today, man. For Giants Convo, man. This was lit, man. Appreciate you coming through, Dash.
Thanks for having me, man.
Appreciate the turnout in the chat, man. A lot of people in the chat, man. Appreciate y'all. Make sure y'all hit that like and subscribe for our guest here, Mr. Big Dash from Big Dash Knows. Big Dash knows what? Giants football. You know what I'm saying? So
appreciate you, fellas.
That's our homie right there, man. So go subscribe to him. Also subscribe to Unpopular Opinion Sports. That is me, as well as Big Pat Sports Talk. That's that guy. As well as the Aboriginal Sports Network, which we are all on streaming right now. So that being said, man, last words, fellas, man, before we wrap it up, man. We'll start with our guest Dash, man.
Man, I want to hit the fast forward button, man. I want to get this season started, man. I want to see these guys on the field, and I want to see Coach Harbaugh make my man Reese eat his words. That's it. Shout out to y'all, man. Thank you for having me. Enjoy the rest of your week.
Yeah, definitely, man. Appreciate you, man. But Pat, man, you up, man? Take us out, man. You know what to do.
All right, man. This has been Giants Conversations with our special guest. Big Dash knows what? Big Dash knows Giants football, and he knows that the Giants are going to get after these quarterbacks' asses this year and stop the run. That's what we need to do. Shout out to the depth on the team. Glad NYG brought that up. You actually got to see the actual depth chart today. And people like Jack Kelly can push people like Mwasau off the roster. So I am actually more excited about this season going into it. But I will have to say those Cowboys are going to be a problem. I know we don't like the Cowboys, but I'm going to tell you the truth. That defense shows anything this season, they are going to be a problem. But I still think it's a problem that we can solve. Shout out to John Harbaugh, even though his previous people don't like him for whatever reason. It kept him relevant for 20 years, but that's not good enough. Well, just us being relevant is actually pretty good. So shout out to these guys right here on the panel, man. Go subscribe to those channels. Dash, NYG Unpopular Opinion Sports. Go subscribe to those channels. I am Big Pat Sports Talk. This is the Aboriginal Sports Network, and we just had a great Giants conversation. But that's the end of the show. See y'all next week. Peace.
Welcome to Giants Convo.